Infinitives in Greek are something you've already met, but you've only met a basic overview of them so far, back in chapter 7, and you've seen the forms stripped in as you've done the different voices and tenses. So now we're going to look at the whole overview of how the infinitive works in Greek. First thing you need to think about is what the form looks like. Luein in the present active, luesthai in the middle, and again luesthai in the passive. Aorist, lusai, lusasthai, and slightly differently in the passive this time, lutherni. There are also perfect infinitives. You would duplicate, as you might expect, and then you have that kappa infix that is characteristic of the perfect and the active, and the same thigh that you see in the middle and passive. So those are the 9 infinitives you've met. There is a future infinitive, to be about to do something, but there are only 5 examples in the New Testament, 4 of which are the verb to be about to be, and those are confined to acts, and so it's not something that gets taught in New Testament books. So don't worry about the future. Greek can think in the future, but that's not something you're going to see unless you happen to read Acts. You need to learn these 9 as your basic. That's thigh is very characteristic. And you've still got the sigma in the aorist, the theta in the aorist passive. Understanding the basic form, to untie. Both present and aorist are going to just be straightforwardly to untie. The difference is it ongoing or repeated, or simple, defined, default, bounded? And most of the time, actually, aorist is going to be what you want, because actions are going to be simple rather than repeated or continuous. And so the aorist infinitive is going to be very common. How is it used? In summary, you've got 4 main uses that you're going to come across in the New Testament as highlighted by Duff. You can nuance this further, and if you're interested further, come and talk to me or come to Intermediate Greek next year. But for now, 4 uses will see you through a basic understanding of the New Testament: complementary, result, purpose, and articular. Taking these in turn, I want to drink wine. Thelo, piein, oinon. It is necessary to drink wine. Day, piein, oinon. That to in English is going to pick up an infinitive in Greek. This is the complementary because it completes the verb. So if you find yourself in English wanting to put a straightforward to in, then there's a high likelihood you're going to end up needing an infinitive in Greek. The examples you're given in Duff: a day, it is necessary. Dunamai, I am able. Estin, it is, which gives you impersonal type construction. Ex estin, it is permitted or lawful. Thelo, I want or wish. And melo, I intend to or am going to. It's worth extending this to look at how the infinitive starts off new clauses. I want to drink wine. Thelo, piein, oinon. I am the person who's going to be doing the drinking wine. What happens if you change that person? I want you to drink wine. You've still got thelo, piein, oinon, but you are the subject of that verb, and any infinitive now takes an accusative subject. So se is equivalent to you, and it's an accusative subject with an infinitive. This means you've now got two accusatives. You've got se and oinon. Various ways you can think about it. Let sense help you here. It may well be that it's obvious wine's not going to be drinking you, you're going to be drinking wine. It might be that very often it's the one either closest to the infinitive or it's the first of the accusatives you see that is in lieu of the subject. You're going to have to play slightly by ear as you read a text, but most of the time it should be fairly obvious.